Hello and welcome to Zulf Photography. Today I'm going to be talking about the best budget PC for photography. Photography itself is a great mix of things. So in the past, photography used to be have a camera, get it developed. That's kind of changed now because everything's digital and we use mainly DSLR cameras. You'll see on my left here I've got a new PC. Digital cards need somewhere to develop the photos, and we all have budgets, so I'm going to be covering this upgrade. This is an Asus i7 PC desktop, and if I give you a bit of a breakdown of what we're going to discuss today, so I'll go over the specs of this PC. Hard drives I've put as a main topic because I think it's quite important, because everything's going to be stored in hard drives at the end of the day in the PC itself. Budget we cover briefly, and then monitors, which is what you'll ultimately see the photographs on. So my idea is going to be, this was only delivered yesterday, so I've unboxed it. I thought it's quite boring to do an unboxing, so I've got it here. I'm replacing my old PC, which I've done a separate video on, and in that video I kind of cover why I'm upgrading and the limitations of the current PC setup. It's a HP workstation, the old tower, and I've got two ESO monitors, which you can probably just about see in shot there. So those monitors are professional grade monitors, so I'm lucky I've already got those. And so specs wise, this PC, if I can do this, is a tower, so it's a unit, and it's got options to upgrade along the way. So it's classed as an Asus gaming PC. It's a Intel Core i7 4790 quad core processor. You know what, I might put this information up and you can see it. Should I quickly add this in? Okay, because it's live, it might be handy to put those details up. So if I go to points and add in the details, so it'll be like an overlay so you can actually see it. Add a new one, add source, paste this in because I've typed it up. I'm hoping it's a 720p. Can you see that? Probably can't. But what I will do is I'll go back to making that a better color. If I go to make that, will red work? Possibly. Like that. Okay, you know what? It will work if I do that. So Windows 10 64-bit 16GB DDR3 RAM. It's got two 8GB. I'll open it up so you can actually see it. It's DVD recorder, dedicated Geforce graphics card, includes wireless keyboard and mouse, 4 USB 2s, 6 USB 3s, and the rest is kind of boring, but yes. So that's not great, but it gives you an idea of the spec. So the reason this is a good PC for photography is my old one is an AMD 64 Optron PC. It's got two cores, and it handled stuff okay. This is mainly at photography we're going to be talking about, so what we'll do is I'll also speak about video, because what will naturally happen is you'll progress from photos to video. So that's something to keep in scope when you're upgrading a PC, but that does come down to budget, so we'll touch to that a bit. So hard drives wise, this got two hard drives, a 64GB SSD, which is what the operating system works off, and then a secondary 2TB hard drive. However, in my old PC I have two 2TB hard drives, which there is space to put into my new unit. So I'll take out the old hard drives and swap them straight into this new one, and I'm ready to go. So it's minimum effort in terms of my setup, because everything was stored on those hard drives. I can continue with that on the new PC, which you can see if I was on the right screen. Yeah, so the Asus is a budget PC, I'll call it, because it's an i7. It's fairly old. It's what, 4 years old already, but I don't think I need a newer one for what I'm doing, because my old PC I bought and I've had that for maybe 9 years, and it's actually still doing quite well, because I was able to record and edit 720p videos excellently. 1080p took a bit longer to edit those videos, so that's why I'm actually coming back to budget. So if you have a good enough reason to upgrade, because I'm doing 1080p videos now, this is only streaming at 720 because it's on the old PC. The new PC I'll be able to stream at 1080p. It's taking it one step higher. So it's an option to keep open and keep an eye on. Budget wise, you can pick up a PC similar to this grade at maybe £400 to £600. I actually didn't pay any money for it, which I'll come on to. And monitors I've already covered, so I've got 2 EZO monitors. But quickly, what I will show you is the spec in this. I might be able to do this live. It's got a unit. Let me see if you'll see this. It might be handy for you to see. So if I do this and then unscrew the back, you could probably see inside the PC to see what's in there. So that's the wrong one. Let's open this up, and you'll see it's quite a roomy unit. It's got quite a bit of space in there to upgrade further as well. So I quickly do that. The table's a bit wobbly, so you're probably seeing that. Okay, can I put you on a dual screen so you can see everything? I think it's F3 on here. There you go. Okay, so that might look a bit better. If I open the side up, and there you go. Put that to one side. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So that is the graphics card. You know what, let me go to full screen so you can see it a bit better. There we go. I think I've got another screen here which is just wide. There we go. Okay. There. So graphics card, CPU, power supply, SSD hard drive, normal hard drive, and that is a special driver you can back up onto, but I won't need that, so I'll have 2 more slots there. I could put an extra caddy down here. I can put extra hard drives in, and there's 4 slots in total, and there's 2 RAMs in there, both Samsung branded and 8 gigabytes each. And that's probably more than you need to know in terms of photography, but this would give you an idea of the PC and what it's capable of doing. So i7s are notoriously quite good because they're quad cores, 4 CPUs, and they're hyper threaded as well, so that helps out in terms of any processing you need to do. We're not going to be doing intense workloads on it, but for what we will need to do on it, it will be quite good. So once I've got the hard drives in, I'll actually do another video, and I've got another one planned to show you the setup and the workflow. So I'm going to reload Windows 10 on here, which is free to do. So you can basically wipe everything and run a fresh copy of Windows 10. I'll go through a few key free softwares that I use, and they come in handy for photography. So I know some of you guys will be probably really nerdy and like to know more details, but because I'm covering the specs of this at a brief high level for photography users, is not going to be as in depth. I've seen a few more videos where actually they go into videography and editing videos as well. So I don't think you could probably do 4K at a pinch, but I don't think it'll be great. So that's something to keep an eye on. 1080p will do fine. So that's the main reason I'm using it. It's mainly for YouTube videos. A lot of the stuff I do is all social media anyway, so I haven't taken that step to 4K. I don't think there's a necessary step for that. I have done a separate video of how to make 1080p look like 4K, so that's something to keep in mind. Sometimes the camera is not the restriction, it's the light. So as long as you have good lighting, and a good lighting at 1080p, that will actually look heads and tails above a lot of the standard stuff you're seeing in 1080p. But 4K obviously has its own remit, but I'll go into that separately. So this is your overview about a best budget PC for photography. An i7 in the current day and age, there are better i7s out there, but it's a big upgrade to my old PC that I had, and the limitations of my old PC was basically laggy when I was editing video and streaming. So 720, I tried streaming at a few settings. In OBS I had to put it on ultra fast, where it doesn't rely on the CPU at all, to at least be able to give you something viewable. But you'll see in the future live stream episodes how well it performs. But that's your overview, and I'm hoping this has been helpful for you. There's a whole series of these videos, so keep an eye out for those videos coming through, and those will help you decide if you need to upgrade. On the left is the video YouTube things you should be watching, and on the right is going to be a series of best videos for photography and the best budget PC journey that I'm going through.